Next title is total orthonormal sets and sequences. Let us see the definition. Total orthonormal set. A total set or fundamental set in a norm space capital X is a subset M subset of capital X, that is subset of capital X, whose span is dense in capital X. Accordingly, an orthonormal set or sequence or family in an inner product space capital X, which is total in X, is called a total orthonormal set. If span of set M is dense in X, then we say that M is total set. And if it is orthonormal set, then we call it as total orthonormal set. M is total in X if and only if closure of span of M is equal to capital X. This is definition of dense set. A total orthonormal family in X is sometimes called an orthonormal basis for capital X. A total orthonormal family in capital X is sometimes called an orthonormal basis for capital X. In every Hilbert space capital H, which is not equal to set containing only zero element, there exists a total orthonormal set. For a finite dimensional Hilbert space, it is clear, but for an infinite dimensional space, there is a proof. All total orthonormal sets in a given Hilbert space H not equal to set containing only zero element have the same cardinality. That is, number of elements in all total orthonormal sets in a given Hilbert space are same. The latter is called the Hilbert dimension or orthogonal dimension of H. That is, the number of elements which are same in all total orthonormal sets in a given Hilbert space. That number of elements is called as Hilbert dimension or orthogonal dimension of capital H. If H is equal to set containing only zero element, this dimension is defined to be zero. Here also, in case of finite dimensional spaces, this statement is clear, whereas for infinite dimensional spaces, there is a proof. Next theorem, title of theorem is totality. Let capital M be a subset of an inner product space capital X. Then part A of theorem states that if M is total in X, then there does not exist a non-zero X belongs to capital X, which is orthogonal to every element of capital M. If M is total in X, then there does not exist a non-zero element X in X such that which is orthogonal to every element of capital M. Briefly, small x is orthogonal to capital M implies X is equal to 0 if M is total in X. B. Part B of theorem states that if X is complete, that condition is also sufficient for the totality of capital M in capital X. If capital M is a subset of an inner product space capital X and X is complete, then it implies that M is total. By part B of this theorem. Proof. Let us see part A of theorem. Proof of part A. Given that M is a subset of an inner product space capital X, let H be the also given that M is total in X. To show that if any element small x in capital X is orthogonal to M, this implies that X is equal to 0. Let H be the completion of capital X. We have given that X is an inner product space, but we have not given that it is complete or not. Let H be the completion of capital X. Because every inner product space have a completion. Every metric space have a completion. We learned in topology. Then capital X regarded as a subspace of capital H is dense in capital H. By assumption, this is also we learned in topology. According to theorem, we have H is X is dense in capital H. By assumption, M is total in capital X. By definition of total set we have M is total in capital X if and only if closure of span of M is equal to capital X. So that M is total in capital X. We have given in part A of proof, the statement is if M is total in X, then X is orthogonal to M implies X is equal to 0 to show. So that span of M is dense in capital X, hence dense in capital H. Because X is dense in capital H. Now the lemma 3.37. Let us see. This lemma. We have seen the proof of this lemma. Title is dense set. And the lemma states that for any subset capital M, for any non-empty subset capital M of a Hilbert space capital H, the span of M is dense in capital H if and only if orthogonal complement of M is equal to set containing only 0 element. For any subset, non-empty subset of a Hilbert space H, the span of that non-empty subset M is dense in H if and only if orthogonal complement of M is equal to set containing only 0 element. So that this lemma implies that the orthogonal complement of M in H is set containing only zero element. A fortiori means betterly explained or implies betterly. So that, or we can say so that. In place of a fortiori, you can write here so that. If small x belongs to capital X and small x is orthogonal to capital M, then x is equal to 0. Hence proved. Let us see the part B of theorem. If capital X is a Hilbert space and M satisfies the condition, that is, we have given that if any element x in X is orthogonal to M, this implies X is equal to 0. So that orthogonal complement of M contains only 0 element. Then we have a lemma 3.37. Let us see. Again, this lemma states that for any subset M, non-empty subset M of a Hilbert space capital H, the span of M is dense in capital H if and only if orthogonal complement of M is equal to set containing only 0 element. So that by that lemma we have capital M is total in capital X, because in that lemma we had if and only if. Hence proved. The completeness of capital X in part B of the proof is essential. If X is not complete, there may not exist an orthonormal set M subset of capital X such that M is total in capital X. Another important criterion for totality can be obtained from the Bessel inequality. For that, we consider an orthonormal set capital M in a Hilbert space capital H. We know that each fixed element X belongs to capital H has at most countably many non-zero Fourier coefficients, so that we can arrange these coefficients in a sequence. Say inner product of X comma E1 comma inner product of X comma E2 comma and so on. Let us see the lemma 3.53. The lemma states that any element X in an inner product space capital X can have at most countably many non-zero Fourier coefficients, that is inner product X comma Ek. This in Bessel's inequality we called it as Fourier coefficients. With respect to an orthonormal family Ek, K belongs to I, that is indexal set in capital X. Hence, with any fixed small x belongs to capital H, we can associate a series similar to 8. In 8, that is the theorem that we have seen. X is equal to summation k is equal to 1 to infinity inner product of x comma ek into ek. तुम्ही लिहिलंय का कालचे theorems? In that you can see. म्यूट कर दो. Hello, Harshida Devkar, Harshida Kadu. Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So that we can arrange these coefficients in a sequence, say inner product x comma e1 comma inner product of x comma e2 and so on. And so that the Bessel's we know that the Bessel's inequality is summation over k mod of inner product of x comma ek whole square less than or equal to norm of x whole square. This is Bessel's inequality, where the left hand side is an infinite series or finite sum. We have written a note yesterday for finite sum. With the equality, this sign becomes summation over k mod of inner product of x comma ek whole square is equal to norm of x whole square. This is called as Parseval relation. And this is another criteria for totality. Theorem. This is next theorem. This theorem is an important theorem. The theorem states that an orthonormal set capital M in a Hilbert space capital H is total in capital H if and only if for all small x belongs to capital H, the Parseval relation holds. That is summation over all non-zero Fourier coefficients of x with respect to capital M. Proof. Number A. If M is not total, then by previous theorem, part A of previous theorem, there is a non-zero element X orthogonal to M in capital H. Because if M is total, then for any element X in H such that if X is orthogonal to M, then it must be equal to 0. Now let if M is not total, then by previous theorem there is a non-zero element X orthogonal to M in capital H. Since M is orthogonal to X or X is orthogonal to M in 3, that is in Parseval relation. Parseval relation states that summation over K mod of inner product of X comma EK whole square is equal to norm of X whole square. EK is orthonormal sequence we have seen yesterday. Since X is orthogonal to capital M, in Parseval relation we have inner product of X comma EK is equal to 0. Because EK belongs to M and X is orthogonal to M, so we have inner product of X comma EK is equal to 0 for all K. So that the left hand side in equation number 3 is 0. That is in Parseval relation the left hand side becomes 0. Whereas norm of X square not equal to 0. Because X is not equal to 0. In starting of this theorem, we written if M is not total, there is a non-zero X orthogonal to M in H. Hence, we have X not equal to 0. So, norm of X square not equal to 0. This shows that the Parseval relation does not hold. Hence, if Parseval relation given in equation number 3 holds for all X belongs to capital H, then M must be total in capital H. We have seen that if M is not total, then then the Parseval relation is not satisfied. So that to be total, it is necessary to satisfy Parseval relation. Part B of theorem. Conversely, assume M to be total in capital H. Consider any small x belongs to capital H and its non-zero Fourier coefficients as in Bessel's inequality. Arrange in a sequence inner product of x comma E1 comma inner product of x comma E2 comma and so on. We know that in Bessel's inequality E1, E2, etc. this is elements in orthonormal sequence or written in some definite order if there are only finitely many of them. We now define y by small y is equal to summation over k inner product of x comma ek into ek. Noting that in the case of an infinite series, convergence follows from theorem 3.52. That is, if the series is infinite, this series is infinite, then it is convergent by a theorem. Let us see the theorem. The theorem states that if EK be an orthonormal sequence in a Hilbert space capital H, then the series, that is Bessel's summation k is equal to 1 to infinity alpha k EK. If EK is an orthonormal sequence in a Hilbert space capital H, then summation alpha k EK converges in the norm on capital H if and only if the following series converges. If and only if summation k is equal to 1 to infinity mod of alpha k square converges. Next, part B states that if summation alpha k EK converges, then the coefficients alpha k are the Fourier coefficients, that is inner product of x comma EK, where x denotes the sum of 6, that is x is equal to summation alpha k EK. Hence, we have x is equal to summation k is equal to 1 to infinity inner product of x comma EK into EK. For any x belongs to capital H, the series summation alpha k EK with alpha k is equal to inner product of x comma EK converges in the norm of capital H. Hence, by part 3, we have alpha k is equal to inner product of x comma EK. This series converges. So that we have the series on the right hand side, it is convergent. Let us show that x minus y orthogonal to capital M. For every EJ occurring in number 4, we have, using the orthonormality, inner product of x minus y comma EJ is equal to inner product of x comma EJ minus summation over k inner product of x comma EK into inner product of EK comma EJ is equal to inner product of x comma EJ minus inner product of x and EJ is equal to 0. And for every V belongs to capital M not contained in 4, we have inner product of x and V is equal to 0. So that inner product of x minus y and V is equal to inner product of x and V minus summation over k inner product of x and EK into inner product of EK and V is equal to 0 minus 0 is equal to 0. Hence, x minus y is orthogonal to capital M. That is, x minus y belongs to M complement. Since capital M is total in capital H, we have M complement is equal to set containing only 0 element. From the theorem 3.37, let us see the theorem. Again, this is theorem for any subset M, non-empty subset M of a Hilbert space capital H. The span of M is dense in H if and only if orthogonal complement of M contains only 0 element. So that x minus y is equal to 0, that is x is equal to y. Using equation number 4, that is pi is equal to summation over k inner product of x comma ek into ek. Yes, so that we have the orthonormality and we thus obtain equation number 3, that is we have seen now from norm of x square is equal to मीटिंग संपणार आहे, तुम्ही डबल जॉइन कर. Norm of x square is equal to inner product of summation over k x comma ek into ek comma summation over m x comma em into em is equal to summation over k inner product of summation over k into of